Hi guys, quick classic game review. I will be doing a review on Quake 2, but this is the version for PlayStation. So, obviously, the PC version is superior in just about every department. However, this isn't a bad game. Let's just read what it actually says on the back of the box. All the benefits of the notorious Quake 2 Lifeblood make this one game you won't want to turn your back on. Featuring fluid particle effects, mobile lighting and mind-blowing explosions, this id-directed masterpiece makes your other games obsolete. um, yeah, they've got a point in a way. If you compare this to games that were coming out on the PlayStation, id Software or whoever it was that worked on this port, they must have worked quite hard and for long hours because it's quite faithful to the original, and it's quite good how they've kind of shoved a lot of data into a small PlayStation 1 game. Obviously, the PlayStation 1 was a 32-bit machine. I think the M64 had quite a lot more power than it. So porting this game is an achievement in itself. Although if it was a bad port, it would be no good. But it actually is a pretty good port. Don't know if this is true or not, but as far as I can see, having played a bit of this, actual maps from the PC version are not quite the same in this case. I think obviously some of the PC maps had just too much memory, so they've done shortened versions and they've borrowed from some levels from the N64 version. Also, the character you play, which is a Marine, I'm pretty sure it's a fella in the PC game, but if you jump in this one, you hear a grunt, your player makes a grunt, and it sounds like feminine, like a woman. So I'm not sure what's going on there, unless of course the protagonist is female in both games, but I don't remember that from the PC one. So yeah, obviously, as I've said, the PC version is vastly superior. However, this is pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't complain too much. One of the problems, I think, the biggest problem, other than some slightly poor graphics, although if with certain modern technology you can smooth the graphics out to a certain extent, but the main problem I find is playing without a mouse. If you're just playing with a control pad, it's not impossible. I mean, you get used to it, but the controls they're not really spot on, and they should just, to be honest, they should just let you allocate them yourself, because you only get 3 choices. You have controls A, B or C. I didn't like A for a few reasons, you'll probably find out yourself, but B and C were just even worse, so why not just let the player allocate the controls? Would have made things a bit easier. Yeah, so when this game actually came out on the PC, it was notoriously difficult, and it's reflected in this port. It can get very hard, and as I mentioned, the controls not being quite as you want them doesn't help. What I would say is that the level design, the AI, the weapons and the soundtrack are all totally on point. That said, this is a solid shooter. It's quite a long one, take about 2.5 hours to complete maybe. Yeah, for the time on that console, this was pretty much a good achievement to get something that was rated very highly on the PC, when the PC was pretty much light years ahead of the PlayStation console at this time. So yeah, not a bad effort at all, and it definitely has that sort of trademark id Golden era about it. It's a satisfying game to play, the weapons are cool to use, and it's just simple, straightforward, good old-fashioned FPS game. So I would give this a 7 out of 10. I think it probably would have got more in the old days, but let's face it, the graphics are not particularly good. Well, they haven't aged well, let's put it that way. But otherwise, it's not a bad game at all. So, yeah, might want to shove it in your PlayStation and have another go, retrospectively. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Have a great Easter. I've got to go now. Ta-ra. Bye.